Good morning. It's Friday, December 2nd, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong. We have the advanced sets this morning, sets 10 through 18. We'll work on a selection of those. I'm still kind of on the fence which ones we're going to do this morning. We'll get started in a second. I have something has happened with my Twitter account. I got a notice yesterday that I've been suspended. I have no idea why. I don't do spam. I don't do spam. I don't. I just don't. And didn't do anything that would be going toward, I don't know what happened, but it happened. And it concerns me that the ability to communicate with the audience that exists has its limitations, and sometimes those limitations are imposed by so I want to say this because I'm struggling with this for a reason here, and let me explain it. If I impose a limitation on what can be said here in my class, right? I do. I impose a limitation. This is what we're going to talk about here. Right? And I keep a certain level of discourse. I don't try to convince anyone that I'm the best and the only one of anything. I really, if you watch me, you know I don't do that. I try and put things in perspective, and I try and make it into it's real world. This is the real world. There are things that we do in practice that are different than what we would do walking down the street. That's true. The same is true for anybody who plays basketball, they play baseball, they play football, they play soccer, they play whatever sport it is. You do things on field that you don't do on the street. In football, American football, it's good to tackle the other guy. And yeah, it's always the other guy. Okay, there are women's teams. We've tried. Women's soccer, on the other hand, yeah, we're multiple world champions. Alright, but in football, American football, it's good to tackle the other player. There's a time when that's a good thing to do. It's never a good thing to tackle somebody on the street. I mean, you know, the Keystone Cops bank robber thing, yeah, but it's really not a good thing to tackle somebody on the street. It's not a good thing to make it so that somebody wants to tackle you on the street either, alright? So there's that. But that sense of what's appropriate, what's not in this environment, what's appropriate over here. And the idea that there's an arbitrary, this is what we said is we're going to do, and you did something else over here. Was it a little bit different than what we said we were going to do? Yeah, okay, let me tell you, this is not what we're doing here. Right. Is it something way different? I've had some spam come up on this channel that was clearly spam, and it was advertising for some things that I'm not going to promote. Okay? Not. Don't want anything to do with it. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Alright? So that decision for my little bitty world here is mine. In practice, I want more points of view. I do. I try to present them in part as I have learned, so that those different points of view are also available through my classes. Now, I don't expect everybody to agree with me. I really don't. I don't. I absolutely don't. I don't want people that only want to agree with me to talk to me. If you have a difference of opinion and you can be respectful, come on. Happy to have that discussion, because it asks me to pay attention to something that I might not have paid attention to. That makes me a better practitioner, makes me a better teacher, and it gives me a level of understanding that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So, yeah, please, I do appreciate that. The idea that this exclusionary idea that, no, you can't say that over here. No, we're not going to have that over here. At what level do we decide this is not what we want? Context matters. Context does matter. All right. In practice, we want to, we're getting started. All right, and I'm noticing an issue. No, maybe it's on. Be all right. All right. So, in practice, what are we going to do? How do we move? How do we pay attention to what we should be doing? The same as in talking with others, in dealing with whatever we've got going on. How do we address that? I'm the first one to say, there's times when I'm really upset, and I will make it clear. There is no doubt, no doubt. And there are other times when I really try to be much more diplomatic. I do. Let me look at this, let me look at that, let's see where's the middle. That skill is one of the things we work on here. Alright? Yeah, I'm going to keep talking for just a second as I get going here. The ability of one person or a small group of people to disrupt, I guess who I say it, what should be, what could be a public space it has to be moderated. There has to be some limit. It's the only way to do it. There has to be a limit. How those limitations are applied makes all the difference. Makes all the difference. And this is, I'm going to tie this to practice here, because that's what I do. In Qigong practice, we limit what we are doing to the exercises for today. Today we're going to practice from these 9 sets. I'm going to pick some. And that's what we're going to practice. Okay? As we do that, I have taken all of the Qigong practice that there is, and I've focused on this one system, the one that I learned, and this one, and just this few little handful out of this is little handful of things that we're going to work on today. We're not working on this over here, and we're not doing this over here, right? That limitation on what we're going to talk about here is different than a limitation on my being able to speak at all. And when that limitation is imposed, so you can't speak in this forum. Okay. And this is my forum, and I'm saying you can't speak over here. All right. I've been invited as a speaker in places, so I've been not invited as a speaker in places. So, oh, okay. The limitation in what could be, should be, used to be a public space, that's harder. That's harder to manage for me. I'm having trouble with it. That's part of why I'm talking about it. I'm having trouble with it. It's harder for me to manage internally, that limitation on who I can speak to. All these people that you've been speaking with, you can't talk to them anymore. What, why? What happened? I'm still asking that question. I really don't know what I did. And if I knew, I probably could not done it or tried to undo it. I don't know. But, yeah. All right, so what I'm getting to is here, this class, I want to limit, I actively want to limit what I'm talking about to the things that are relevant to this class. In a public space, or again, what used to be a public space, limiting what is not and let me say it again. Let me say this another way. Limiting what can be done in a public space without making sure, without alerting, without saying, hey, wait a minute, this right here is difficult, this is a problem, right? Okay, and I need to leave, and I can't ever come back because what? Long-term behavior? If trying to be polite, trying to be reasonable is a bad trait, I'm going to be bad. I am going to be bad. That sense of what should be, what is right, what I should do, is something that I've developed. It's one of those things that I rely on. I do. And being human, yeah, do I get upset? Sometimes I say things I probably shouldn't have said. Sometimes I get upset. I pound the table and scream and yell, and I do. I know probably millions of other people, billions over the years of other people who have done exactly the same thing. It's human. Being able to manage that, being able to address some of the issues, is part of what I'm doing here. This practice. Because as we express what's going on, whether we do that in a calm, rational manner that is and I'm thinking of two separate things. There's a calm, rational manner that can disguise something that is really insidious and hateful. And there's a calm, rational manner that presents before as someone is trying to bring peaceful resolution to an issue. So what underlies that, this intent behind, I'll give you an example. Good morning. What's my intent? Good morning. I'm going to do it again. It's 3 different ones. Good morning. Okay. In each of those cases, my intent behind saying good morning in a cheerful manner was, and this is, we can think of this from theater and subtext, my intent behind that was, you're a real jerk. I don't like you at all. Please go away. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Same. Now, how do you know? How can you tell? Understanding what we do behind what we practice, this class, helps with that. There's another part of understanding the context, understanding, why I might say something a particular way, why this might happen this way, what's really going on here. And being able to listen. Let me do this again. This time, I'm happy, I'm joyful to see you. And there is nothing more that I would rather be doing than being right here, right now. Good morning. This side. Let's go back to that, I really don't like you. Right? I'm going to be in a situation that I have to go say hello to somebody that I really don't want to speak to, that I really don't want to have any interaction with. And I know that it's going to be a problem. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. There's a little bit of difference in my tone. There's a little bit of difference in my expression, my facial expression. And there's a little bit of difference in the expression generally. Right? The feeling that you would have is different. Again, we learn how, feet about shoulder width apart, bend the knees. We got to get started here. And it will be a short class today, by the way. The part of learning to listen, understanding the intent behind, understanding how we develop the workmanship, Gong Fu, workmanship, in Qigong. That Gong in Qigong, it's Gong Fu, workmanship. That ability to recognize and understand what the outward appearance is and what the inward expression is. That letting go of outward appearances and being able to see clearly, we want that. Basic stretch, bend the knees, feet about shoulder width apart, wiggle the toes, wiggle fingers, shoulders down, pull up through the back, and circle to the front. And back around to both sides. Up along the center line. And stretch out. Again. And one more time. Fingertips reach up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, hands return to your sides. All right. One more thing before we get started here. I have, as I was talking about with the previous discussion, I'm just say that, recognized, this is from this morning, so I'm trying to think through, well, okay, what am I going to do? How's this going to be? What am I going to manage? How am I going to manage that? What? I'm still working on that. And what it made me realize was two things. One is the value of the public square and the essential nature. I'm going to use that. The essential nature of what we now have on the internet in terms of social media and some of the ways that we can interact with others outside our own group. That own group concept, well, as long as somebody else owns the platform, there's no own group. I don't, right now, it's gone. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to set up and arrange an opportunity for people to sign up. I tried to, my own discussion board, I've taken it down, wasn't going to work, I'm not going to, it's something that belongs to a different era. It does. What I'm doing here, this class, is becoming obsolete. It is. It is. If we don't look at what we're doing, if we don't understand what we're doing, if we don't see how it fits in the big picture, how can we correct whatever it is? How can we improve whatever it is? How do we get better? I apply that to everything I do. So, I think about this. Folks that are following me on my channel here, appreciate all of you. And I'm going to continue. I want to continue. It's a good thing. I want to look at how to better enable more people, and how I can connect and reach out with and interact with more folks. The opportunity to do that on the internet is amazing. And taking advantage of it, using it as it's intended, generally being responsible, being civil. I know there are people that don't. There's lots of them. I know. The benefit is too great to let that small number of folks take it away. That small number of folks has a great deal of influence too, so there's that. But at some point we got to figure this out, because as we move into what is the new era, we're in it, we're here. That sense of, and I've been through several, so yeah, we're here. That community that we can, let me say it again another way. The broader community that we can connect with, not the tiny silos, that this one, this one, this one, this one. The broader community that we can connect with is so much more valuable to all of us than any one of those little silos will ever be. Feet about shoulder width apart, bend the knees. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, hands circle to the front, and we're going to do this again. Up along the center line, stretch out. A little bit faster. Relax through the back, relax through the shoulders. One more time. And elbows drop down. Fingertips, hands return to your sides. Yeah, that's me letting go of some tension that I have right in here through the shoulders. Dragon and tiger join together. So, we're here, feet about shoulder width apart. Turn my left toe out. I'm going to turn around and do this. Turn the left toe out just a little bit. Heel. Bring it back. Press down. Other side. Right here. Turn this out. Alright. As we connect, this dragon and tiger. Tiger is earth. Dragon is heaven. Dragon is spirit. Sun. Tiger is Jing. That raw energy. We want to connect both of them so that raw energy is managed and moderated and directed by the Spirit. It's not, let's go run in the forest kind of thing. It's we can go on the trail and we'll just take the bicycle. We don't need to take, right? I want to go run in the forest. I'm going to go run in the forest. No, let's take the bicycle and we'll take a picnic lunch and we'll plan where we're going. And, right? This, the sense of spirit, the sense of that, and this is that animating spirit again. This is not the ghostly thing that, this is that sense of who I am as a human, what the kinds of values, the things that I appreciate, what are the things that I most want, that where is that character come in? Combine that with the energy. Okay, so this is just here, and we take that and we combine that raw energy. Dragon and tiger joined together, so that as that animating energy circulates, we bring it into harmony with, this is yin and yang again, yin over here, yang over here. We bring it into harmony with what we truly want, so that if I'm upset, if I'm angry, if there's something that I really want to rail about, I can decide whether or not that's a good idea. Should I do that? Maybe, maybe not. Should I? Could I? What are the consequences? What happens if, right? When we know, and there's a big part of knowing what you're doing, what happens if. Alright, so as we move through that, this sense of responsibility, this sense of what we really want, that deeper sense, not the immediate gratification, but that deeper sense of, what do I really, really want? With that sense of, I'd like to have it now, thanks. Now please. Take that together, and now we have a combination that is both energized by this animating force and well managed, well regulated by that deeper sense of what makes me. Right? And understanding that is part of what we want to get to. Like, what is this that I really want? I want the ice cream. I do. I want the ice cream. I would like to have the ice cream. I really want the ice cream. Because I really want the ice cream. Want some ice cream? Let me have some ice cream over here. Yeah, ice cream. Okay. No, you can't have any ice cream. Why can't I have any ice cream? Well, you can have some ice cream later. How much later? Alright? Later. I want it now. I can have it later. You can't have any. Why can't I have any? Well, because it's 40 below outside and you don't want to eat ice cream right now. Good point. Okay, let's not have ice cream right now. You can't have ice cream right now. Why not? Because you're trying to lose some weight and ice cream is not the thing that you should eat. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, I'm not buying that one. Why not? There's a long list of why nots. And there's a long list of I want. When we bring them together, as I was just talking about, I want some ice cream. I can't have any ice cream. Can I have some later? Yeah, okay, you can have some later. Bring the two together. Dragon and tiger join together. Feet about shoulder width apart. And pay attention to the excuse me. Excuse me. Pay attention to the idea that in this exercise, we're focused on using the movements to bring both the energy and the spirit together. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. Open the toe. Extend. Bring it in. And center. Shift right. Extend. Relax the breath. Pull up through the back. Keep the head straight and level. Keep the body well placed over the supporting leg. Don't lean. Find your balance. Keep going. That balance, that connection between the spirit, sun, and the energy, Jing. 2 more. Relax through the back, relax the breath. Find the balance. Last time. Center. Palms up. Breathe out. Press down along both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. We'll do one more this morning. Similar, not the same. Leopard climbs a tree. Breathe in. Breathe out. Up. Extend. Bring it in. Stay centered. And down. Alright. Go ahead and put the foot down. If you keep it up, put it down, your choice. As you extend the foot, make sure that you keep the body straight, because unlike dragon and tiger, which goes up, leopard climbs a tree, we go up and then we go down, right? So in this position, I can't go any further. Right here. I can't go down any further. My hip is too far forward. My hip has to set back here. Right? See where it is? Back here. If you're too far forward, this is the physical limitation. This is your body. You're not going down. It's not going to happen. You have to set back just a little bit. Pay attention to the same idea here that this, and we have this is the perfect transition here. Leopard climbs a tree. Big cat. Not the same as a tiger. Big cat. Climbing the tree. Think of Jack and the Beanstalk, the Western fairy tale. That sense of being able to go up and down almost effortlessly. Pay attention to that and keep this idea of balance between that animating force and the directing force. Shen and Jing. Feet brush a little bit apart. Stand straight. Relax the breath. And breathe in. And breathe out. Leopard climbs a tree. Shift right. Press down. Don't transfer the weight. And bring the left up. Extend out. Keep the hip back. And back to center. Shift. Just a little bit on the toes and bring them right up. And extend. Keep the hip back. And come center. Breathe in. Breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Pay attention to the movement. As we move, everything stays relaxed. Extend and reach out. Extend. Pay attention to the hip on the holding leg. Pay attention to balance so that as you extend, you also pull back. Keep going. Keep the balance between moving forward and moving backward. Keep the opposition. Stay centered. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Relax through the shoulders. Pay attention to your hand position as you settle. And left side, last time. Right side, last time. Center, hands down along both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there, breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe out. Alright, so part of, we're going to stop for today, but I'm going to do correction first. Part of what I have talked about this week has been what is and is not correct, the foundations for practice. What are we doing? What are we trying to do? What's going on here, right? What might be, because there's multiple opportunities here, multiple goals, what might be a goal for practice? What do we want to achieve? And I talk about that in terms of how we do movement. Repeatedly. Everything is how we do movement. What movement we do, how we do it, the manner in which we do it. So, are we fast or slow? When is this, the manner, is it soft? Is it quiet? Is it loud? Is it what? There's an array of things that we can do. What are we actually doing? What do we want to do here? What do we want to do in this exercise? Today, I'm working on, and I'm dragon and tiger, or not dragon and tiger, leopard climbs a tree. Alright, so, yeah, I'm going to go on the right side. I'm here, right side. Right here. My goal, one more time. Alright, I'm pulling back hard on my hip right here. I'm pulling real hard back this way. I've got my hips set pretty square so that as I come down, my hips are here. My legs, this is my leg out here. This is not my hip, this is my leg. Okay? Hips right here. So if I turn too much here, not going to get down. I'm going to close this. I can't go. I can't go down. This leg, 45. So the hips are here. As I come out, turn and sink. That turn and sink is what I'm working on. Again, turn too much, you're not going down. Too far forward, it's not going to happen either. There's that, and this is part of what I was talking about in finding that balance. Where's that middle? Where is the middle that will give me the ability, and I can't do this from here, where is the middle on that plane, right here, where is the middle that's going to give me the ability to go all the way down? Now, I'm leaning forward, so that's not going to happen. I can feel that on the back of my leg, back of my sustaining leg. It's not going to happen. Here, yeah, I'm leaning. I'm leaning back too far. Where is that spot that will let me settle? And I'm using my foot here to to do this. This is balance as well as some of my weight. Where is the spot that's going to let me drop my hip? Right here. Where do I have to be in order for that to happen? Right here. Right there. At that moment, right there. If my leg is strong enough, I can keep going down. It's not. 2 legs, yeah, I'm still a little iffy, right? How strong is the leg? How strong is the body? How well suspended over the leg is the body? Because if your body is sitting on the leg, it ain't going down either. All right, so as breathe in, breathe out, right here, right here. The hip has to be open so that I can even think about doing anything, right? As I extend here, if this pulls back too soon, I'm not going down. It ain't happening. My hips turn too far, right? If my intent is to split, then yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. But in this exercise, we want all the way down. Now, how do I do this? Again, how do I get there? This coordinated sink, 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 sink. Keep going, keep going. This timing and this timing have to connect. That upper and lower body have to connect with each other. That's the requirement. Position, placement, how we move, what we can do with a movement depends a lot on where the body is, what angle, where am I, and how can I move in to and from that position. I'm going to be back next week with a little bit more of this foundation kind of thing, where I'm going to talk about and try and demonstrate how some of the foundation work that we do makes all the difference in how we move and what we can do. I'm going to focus on cloud hands from Tai Chi as one of the ways, it's not the only way, but it's one of the ways that I can demonstrate both the movements and the applications along with the internal workmanship that I've been talking about. So all of them all together and a couple things more. Thursday, that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. Thursday and Friday, Qigong practice again. Foundations on Thursday and advanced class on Friday. I hope you'll join me. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it.